Hello and a warm welcome to another episode of The Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's Season 3, Episode 9, and today we have deja vu for the third season in a row as we begin our playoff quarter-final against Eastleigh in the Vanarama National League. Obviously there's not much to talk about since you were last with me. We've just had the 4 days in game since our last league game of the season against Blyth, where we snuck into the playoffs on goal difference. You can see York have already surprised 5th place Mansfield, so hopefully we can pull off just as much of a shock at Eastleigh, where we've already drawn away from home this season. There's only one bit of off the field news to tell you about before we start today's game, and that is that I'm causing my own off the pitch trouble this time again. After the board stuff last year with the takeover and all the things going wrong, the first season at Bognor Regis where Ollie Pearce came with a dressing room revolt the week before the FA Trophy final. At this time I've done it of my own making. I've upset the board, I've applied for 2 jobs, recently relegated from League 1 Coventry, which in terms of club stature would be an amazing job to get and one I'd probably stick with for a long time until I got them back up to where I wanted them to be. And also Wickham, who are a good club in League 2. They're a solid professional club and would give us some Football League stability. Both of these clubs are jobs I'd happily take, and I don't know what my reputation is in comparison. It will probably depend on this playoff campaign. But let's get into today's game. We're away against 4th place Eastleigh. I imagine we'll be heavy underdogs, which we are. We haven't got anyone out injured or suspended for the first time in I don't know how long. So we're able to name a full strength team which consists of Mitch Walker in goal, the usual back 4 of Pike, Parry, Boateng and Senior, midfield of Tracy and Hall on the wings with Ashby and Brundle in the middle, and Jonah Ayunga up front with Ryan Bird. They have 59 goals between them this season, and 9-goal Adam Idar on the bench if required. So let's get straight into it. We're not changing our tactics at all. We play a very standard way. If we get a goal up, we'll think about what we did in the last game with the 4-5-1. But we're coming up against an attacking 4-3-3. I forgot they've got De Freitas, who was the danger man last time. And this is very similar to last year's playoff against Hartlepool, where they were playing with this 4-3-3 as well. And in the first half, we absolutely dominated them by going to exploit the flanks and playing a bit wider. No, we're not going to play a bit wider, actually. We'll just stick with that and be more disciplined so our fullbacks don't go running off. Very similar to the first half last year against Hartlepool, and hopefully the first half will go just as well. Well, the Dover Football Daily are very good at pointing out the obvious. You need to win in a one-off playoff game to keep your promotion bid alive. How on earth did you work that one out, lads? Of course we want to win. What am I going to say? Oh no, it doesn't matter. I really don't want to win. I mean, we're underdogs and I'm not going to be devastated if we lose, but we'd like to win. Ayunga's got on the end of the long ball, but it's cleared away. Brundle into Bird, headed away, and the early counter-attacks coming from Eastleigh, but the highlight ends. Been praised for excellent football already, but Bird's won a flick down, and that's the way we've got to play. Long ball, let's get it wide. We've got the man over there. Shiloh, Tracy into Brundle. Can Tracy get back wide again? But it's back to Ashby. Brundle down the line into Ayunga. He's through 1-on-1, and Ayunga scored. And just like last year, we've taken an early lead in the playoff quarter-finals. The only difference this year is we've got to actually hang on somehow. We've been warned about Teddy Howe, who caused us absolute chaos in the last time we played Eastleigh. Tracy's got the ball on the left to Brundle on the edge. It hits Bird on the way and deflects just over the bar. Might have hit the target had it not touched Bird. And Mitch Walker comes and gathers a long throw brilliantly. Again, we've had a cracking start to our playoff campaign. If only we could hold out for 90 minutes this time and get through to the semis. Bird's put Ayunga in 1-on-1 again. Ayunga scored. This is going to be the year. Over a 2-0 up, Jonah Ayunga with the brace, 2 great goals, through 1-on-1 and composed finishes from the key man up top. It was about this point last year where I said I have got to do something in the summer about our strike force, and our director of football better sign some players because Ayunga is just not good enough, and I am going to owe him a massive apology after this game should we get through. But I've spoken too soon, and with 10 minutes on the clock, Eastleigh have got one back. And I tell you what, it looks like a full capacity crowd and they're getting their money's worth as Brundle heads away a corner as we're under pressure again. This is end to end and they've got it free on the edge but they've put it wide. What a scintillating game of football this is. But Eastleigh are starting to dominate and this is where we have to worry. I don't want to go defensive too early, but they've got those 3 up front and they seem to have that spare man in the middle. Candy seems to be getting in between the 2 centre-halves. De Freitas has put it through, but Pike makes a great challenge. And De Freitas at the second time of asking can only put it wide for a goal kick. We're nearly 20 minutes in now, we're still 2-1 up. Brundle's got a free kick and he's put it very high and very wide. It's a bit of a shame. We haven't scored a free kick for a long, long time. And to be honest, we haven't really got anyone who's technically capable of it. Here Eastleigh come again through the midfield. They've got the overlapping Teddy Howe, who keeps causing us trouble with his pace. But Mitch Walker comes and gathers the cross at the striker's head. Super stuff from the Dover keeper as usual. And he goes with a big long clearance up towards Ryan Bird, but he's lost out. Ashby gets it wide to Tracy. Can we make the most of our width here? Early attempt at a cross, but it was really poor, to be honest, and straight at the keeper. And unfortunately, we're not building any attacks now, really. But Ayunga's got it this time, tries to get it through to Bird, but it's just about intercepted. And now the three-man strike force is in for Eastleigh, and Pike's given away a stupid penalty. Why would you try to make that tackle? There was another man behind you. You didn't need to do it. And I said after 10 minutes, this is going to be our year, and I was wrong. We're going out. It's going to be 2-2, and we haven't even kept our lead till half-time this year. Suleiman with a penalty, and Mitch Walker, go on, son! Oh, it's getting emotional now. Mitch Walker saves the penalty brilliantly, and Josh Ashby finally, after a bit of pinball, gets the ball away. Ayunga switches it to Bird, and can we counter them with the ultimate attack? The Bird puts the ball in, but it's cleared away to Swan. And now they've got 2-on-2 again up front. The three up front just can't be combated. No wonder it's an exploit tactic on this year's game. There's no way the fullbacks can cope with it, even in defensive mode. Manny Parry's fitness sunk. He's struggling with an injury. But Senior's bringing the corner away on the left. And we've got 3-on-4 here. Can we make the most of it? It's now 4-on-4, but Senior's turned back. And Ashby's going to bring it forward slowly again to Brundle. Brundle's lost out to the free tass in the middle of the pitch. And now it's 3-on-3 for Eastleigh. It's an end-to-end game. Pike heads away. And Tracy will surely get rid of it now. He does, but only 25 yards across goal to the right back of Eastleigh. It's awful clearance. And Teddy Howe's bringing it forward again for them. Big hoofed ball into the box, which is knocked back. And Swan scored at the second time. The first one was a great save. And we're never hanging on in this game. It's so frustrating playing against a 4-3-3 on this game, because you cannot win no matter what. Every person just plays this tactic because they know they can win every game. And it looks like the AI's made the most of it on this occasion. There's nothing we can really do other than try and hang on and get more goals than them. And I don't think we're going to do that because Ryan Bird's not in the best of form. As Swan has another shot from the edge of the box which goes over. And going into half-time, we're just trying to hang on for a point at this stage. I say a point, metaphorically it's a draw, isn't it? But ball down the left-hand side. Eastleigh are coming again. We haven't had an attack for about 20 minutes. The free task back to Barkworth. Here's Hunter on the edge into McCallum. And the third man of the front three is spare yet again. And there is absolutely nothing I can do to combat this by playing 5 at the back. And a flat back 5's not something I really want to be doing, to be honest. We're nearly at half-time now. It does look like we're going to hang on for 2-2 at the break. But don't forget, they've missed a penalty as well. And after that really good, promising start, 2 goals up in 10 minutes, and we're still going to throw it away and are favourites to lose the game. We've got to get out of Dover. 7th is our ceiling. We cannot progress any further with this team at semi-professional level. We'll give a positive team talk. We'll tell them to prove a point. We'll go along with our assistant as we've begun to trust him. We are going to go to a flat back 5 because there's no other way to cope with this tactic. And it's an unfortunate thing I didn't want to do, but I don't think I've got a choice. We're going to switch Ayunga over to the target man. We'll put Bird back in at centre half. Galifuco's left-footed, so he can come on for Bird at the left of the 3. And we'll leave Ayunga up front on his own with not much support. Right, Eastleigh have kicked off then. Let's go and see if we can get something out of this game. We're going to be very defensive in this half, as we were in the first after the first 10 minutes. But there's no other way to cope with that front three. If anyone knows and has had success coping with the flat 4-3-3, let me know in the comments how you did it, because I've seen videos with other people. I've looked at various tactics boards. I've tried myself. I cannot find a way to cope with the 4-3-3. And I know there are a lot of people who complain about the same thing. So do share if you are one of the few people who have managed it. Mitch Walker's got the ball at the back. He's going to take and wasting time. I haven't put that instruction on yet, but we're more than happy for him to do it. I think penalties is probably our best chance, to be honest. Long kick up. It's bouncing back because we haven't got a target man now. Despite the front three, the back 5, sorry, McCullum's just run through in the front 3. There's absolutely no one there to deal with it. And I've got another idea now. Excuse me while the head coach gets particularly tactical. We're going to go and try and cover now if we can. I don't know if any of them are any good at it. Galifuco, no, he's slow anyway. Maybe Boateng can do it. No, none of them can do it. That's interesting. We'll put Parry back to the right then, and Boateng can go in the middle, and we will just put him to cover. Just so we've got someone in behind there. The other risk, of course, is that he'll just play everyone onside, but who knows. Pike's got the ball on the right to Tracy. It's the first time I've really experimented tactically during a game, and I've picked the biggest game of the save so far to do it. Alex Pike's won it back on the right. He tries to get out to a Younger who holds the ball up well this time. Ashby switches it out to Ryan Hall. Can he find one of his perfect crosses? He can't. It's intercepted, and they're bringing it away again now. And look at that. The long ball over, and they're in again. Oh, that's done my head in. I've absolutely had enough now. How do you cope with this tactic? They've got 2 advanced forwards on and they're just running in behind. I've put 3 at the back. We're playing with a deeper defensive line, don't forget. So they're up 40 yards when we're playing a deeper defensive line. We've got someone covering and sweeping in behind. And they're just kicking it in behind and they're there every time. There's absolutely no way of coping with it. But there we go. They're coming forward on the right again. Our dream's over for this year and it's just about not getting embarrassed now. We're going to make some changes. I don't know who we can bring on at this point. We'll bring Ilasami on for senior just because he's a bit quicker. And let's get Shiloh Tracy off the pitch because he's been atrocious. And we'll bring Pinnock on the right trying to cut in. Maybe he can get some support to a Younger. How the 4-3-3 can be so effective is unbelievable. And it's been like this for about 9 months in games. I don't know how it hasn't been resolved yet. Because it's not even, you can just pick this tactic and win every game. And I appreciate you'll say, why don't you do it? But it's not how football's played, is it? No one plays like that. But there we go. It's headed behind again. They're having another chance. And unfortunately, it's game over here. We cannot defend to save our lives. We've been a good defensive team all season. Last year we had the second best defensive record in the league. I think we're 3rd this year for defensive record. Again, they've got a man over in the box despite us having a back 5. I've got one last trick up my sleeve defensively, and if this doesn't work, I don't know what to do. I've got to go to the proper tactics screen because that one's doing my head in. Let's go to the opposition. We're going to go to always tight marking, hard tackling. We're not going to go to always closing down because that just means that 2 of them chase and then they've got 1 spare again. I don't understand how you can cope with this tactic, and I appreciate I'm being particularly miserable now, but it's just an exploit that's beat us. We've been the better side, we've been set up tactically well, and we just can't cope. I don't know what to do but put 3 defenders marking all 3 strikers, and they're still leaving them unmarked every time. Look at this, I'm on slightly deeper defensive line, and they were still 50 yards out of the goal. Ryan Hall wins it back to Ilasami. Big long ball. Can a Younger make something of it? He beats his man. Go on, Jonah Younger. Got negative too early. What a goal, son. He's got his hat-trick already. And we are back in this tie thanks to Jonah Younger and Jonah Younger only. What a performance by the man. McCallum's come off injured, which might give us a chance. Manny Parry and Alex Pike are absolutely exhausted, but we can't do anything about it. Galifuco finally wins a header. It's a long ball up from Eastleigh, which Pike wins and chests down for De Freitas, his opponent, nicely. Ball in behind for Cresswell. Crosses for Swan. He's unmarked again! What can you do about this? He's got a hat-trick, that boy. I've got him to be tightly marked, and I've got a centre-half deliberately marking him and have matched up so he's in line in formation, and absolutely nothing's been done about it. Swan has another free shot from the edge of the box, but Mitch Walker saves. Someone please tell me how to cope with this 4-3-3. It's coming up 4 or 5 times a season and it's probably costing us a couple of places in the league. And it's certainly cost us in the last 2 playoff campaigns. I've set up absolutely identically to match it and just cannot cope. And I'm just going to have to go on a rant about 4-3-3s, I think, at the end of season review. Because up front we've looked threatening as always. Jonah Younger's been brilliant. Mitch Brundle's been strong in the middle. And none of our defenders have been rated poorly, despite the fact that they've scored 4 goals and 3 of them have been unmarked in the 6-yard box. So that suggests there's something wrong somewhere. Boateng heads the corner away. Swan's unmarked on the edge of the box as always. Galifuco finally wins it and clears to nobody. And De Freitas has got time to bring it forward again. Ashby goes long but it's cleared away. And we put up a good fight again against a team who are much better than us. But unfortunately we've been beaten by an exploit for the 2nd year in a row. And we, as I say, we do have to reflect on our time at Dover now, because I will not be here at the start next season. No matter what job I have to take, I won't be at Dover. We need to get to a professional club. The players aren't improving in training, so players like a Younger's not developing in the way we'd hoped. Just because we haven't got a full-time training facility, our facilities are awful themselves. We haven't got a good or big coaching team, and none of them are full-time either. We really need to step up a bit if we can get going now. But hopefully, having reached the playoffs again, combine this season with our big FA Cup run to the 4th round, surely that's got to affect my reputation positively. And even though I rant like Mourinho most of the time and keep talking myself up, hopefully someone will see the value in what I've done at Dover, and before that at Bognor as well. There's 5 seconds to go, we're not going to get an equaliser, but I'm still fairly proud of the performance, particularly going forward, and we just have to hope that Jonah Rayunga comes with us now wherever we go. It was unlucky, but defensively there's something wrong there. Galifuco's rating 6.6, but he let Swan have 2 unmarked goals in the second half. And I can't work out how that fits with a tactical system. If you're set to tightly mark this striker who's directly against you, and you've let in 2 goals against him by losing your marker, and you can still be rated well as a centre-half. But that's enough about the rant. Let's get back to the positives. It was a decent performance. We'll worry about the press conference in a minute. But what we want to worry about for now is the end of season review. Firstly, let's go and look at our finances quickly before we look on the pitch. We're still in the black thanks to that FA Cup run, but we are starting to hemorrhage money again. If we go to our squad review, let's go and put them in terms of the season. We'll go in appearance order first. You can see Mitch Walker played 53 games. I think he just missed the 1 FA Trophy tie where that lone keeper played before he had a sulk and went back to his parent club. Pike played almost every game, as did Manny Parry, who was an absolute colossus at the back. For a defender in this year's game, to get a 6.86 rating's brilliant, so we're more than happy with his performance. The next one's a usual suspect. Shiloh Tracy's played almost every game, purely because there's no one who can come in for him. But he's played well overall, so we won't complain too much. If we go in order of goals, we've had 2 prolific scorers this year. Ryan Bird, who got 35 goals in 46 starts, and Jonah Rayunga, who was the star man with 27 goals in 30 starts and 18 sub-appearances. And if I show you his profile, just to show you what I mean, if you go back to when we signed him a year or 2 ago, you'll see that his stats were almost identical to this, despite the fact he's had 2 full seasons of football and has extra potential, which has now disappeared, by the way, in terms of star rating. But he is a quality player, and he'll do well for Dover if he's still here next year. I think he was given a new contract. Yes, he was, so he's got another year at the club yet. The other reason we need to think about getting out of here, both Ryan Bird and Ryan Hall, 2 of the star men this year. Ryan Hall, if we go to our next column, who topped the assist ranking with 14, they're both 32 years of age. And towards the end of this season, Bird was just starting to decline physically a little bit. I don't know about Ryan Hall. You can see, yeah, he's declining physically as well. So we need to think about those sort of things as well. Our director of football, despite getting a big budget from January from the Cup run and having left over at the start of the season, again didn't make signings. So we've got to think this club isn't willing to invest. It's semi-professional and it's not really sustainable, so we need to move on. If we go and have a quick glance at our season review, top scorer Bird with 35, Ayunga had the highest rating, Hall had the most assists as we mentioned. The pass completion, we're not going to worry about that because he only played about 3 games. Bird got the most man of the match awards, and Mitch Brundle's disciplinary record deserves the special last mention in this episode. 19 yellow cards and 2 reds in all competitions. He's the star man at the club. He's got 2 more years, the club captain. He's a good player, but if by any chance we are here next season, he will not be playing as a ball-winning midfielder. Let's go and have a look and see if there are any more jobs available that we can apply for. There aren't at the moment, but I will be doing that all summer, trying to get out of this club. We've had a good couple of years, but we've really reached the ceiling of their expectations and their possible achievements, to be honest, by reaching the playoffs. You can't go up with a semi-professional side, and they wouldn't be able to cope even if they did. So we do have to look at moving on, unfortunately. But that will be all from this episode. We'll be back at the start of Season 4, where we may well be on the move again. And I very much hope so after I've just slated Dover off for 10 minutes. A massive thank you for watching as always. Subscribe to the channel below for regular content from this head coach story every Monday to Thursday at 4:30 PM, as well as other Football Manager content and sports games on the channel. If you did enjoy this video, please put a thumbs up on it. A big thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.